I'm Nancy Davis of Be Healthy, Wealthy, and Wise. I'm going to tell you a little bit about tapping, or EFT, otherwise known as Emotional Freedom Technique. I will tell you, though, that tapping can sometimes bring up strong emotions that you may not be ready for. If you tap or use any information from my website, you must take responsibility for your own well-being. While I'm confident that tapping can provide great benefits, I make no claims as to what, if any, results you might receive. While I've seen great psychological and physical improvements through tapping, not everyone will benefit in the same way. Now, the Chinese have known for 5,000 years that these bodies we think are solid are really moving particles of energy. And there are lines of energy, also called meridians, running throughout our bodies. The Chinese discovered how to use needles, or what's called acupuncture, on some of these lines of energy, or energy meridians, as a very effective means of healing for the body. We've now learned in this country how to tap on some of these same energy points for pain relief and for healing the body and the emotions. Because we humans may not know a way to release negative emotions from this energy field of ours, many of us unwittingly store negative emotions in the body. We haven't known a better way. However, when we stuff our feelings, we block this energy from freely flowing, thus causing energy blockage or disruption. We don't want these negative emotions blocking our energy because they can actually cause or promote disease. The good news is, though, that releasing those emotions can lessen symptoms and at times halt the progression of a disease or illness. The brain's stress and fear response, which is controlled by an almond-shaped part of our brains called the amygdala, can be lessened by stimulating the meridian points used in acupuncture, acupressure, and of course tapping. I'll have to admit, though, that when I first heard of tapping, or what is also called Emotional Freedom Technique, or EFT, I thought it sounded pretty crazy. I equated it to the old-time snake oil salesman who had an elixir that could heal anything. I was thinking, do you mean to tell me people could tap on these points on their heads and upper bodies and actually get over their resentment of an ex-spouse, or change their feelings about not having enough money, or heal the trauma of a previous horrible situation, alleviate physical pain in their bodies? Give me a break, I thought. But then I was at a conference in New York with a friend, and I saw her tap on a woman, relieving her of her fear of flying in under an hour. Pretty impressive. I became a believer and did what it took to become certified in this practice. I learned to use this technique on myself and clients with sometimes uncanny results. I can also teach this useful tool to others for use on themselves in daily life. The best use of tapping, in my opinion, is to tap with an expert on deep personal issues, but also to use tapping every day or, as needed, to relieve stress or pain. I'll list some of the ways tapping can be used. It can be used to diminish or neutralize stress. It can actually neutralize or erase emotions such as anger, fear, sadness, jealousy, pain, anxiety, etc. For instance, it's counterproductive to carry the stress of a demanding job 24/7, when this stress can be relieved with such a simple process. We all deserve to live peacefully in the present moment and enjoy our days. Tapping can banish food, drug, alcohol, or cigarette cravings. I once took several types of chocolate candy to a talk for a women's group. About 10 women came forward when I asked who would be unable to resist eating the candy if it was in front of them and they were by themselves. After we had finished tapping, not one of the women cared about eating or wanted the chocolate to take home. It can help with weight loss and in maintaining an ideal weight. Tapping before each meal can be helpful in actually changing the brain to want to eat healthy foods and want to eat just enough to lose or maintain weight. Tapping can eliminate the fear of flying, public speaking, test taking, spiders, snakes, fear of driving over bridges. We don't have to live with these debilitating fears. Tapping can desensitize a fear so that it's non-existent. After a couple of sessions on her fear of heights, my friend went skydiving in Costa Rica and had a great time. She loved it. I use tapping in making difficult decisions. As I tap on a conflict, shall I do this or shall I do that? There's a point when I'm tapping where I just know the best thing to do. My clients have also had that same experience as well. So tapping can bring the relief of clarity in making a decision. It can wash away the pain of the past. Most of us have been through traumatic situations in our past. In many cases, though, we continue to carry the pain or trauma from those past events. That's needless. We can tap those past feelings away, and then again we're free to live joyfully in the present moment. We can use it to solve financial worries. Many of us have fears and negative thoughts about money. Tapping away the fear of, oh, I'm afraid I won't have enough money for this month, and replacing it with the belief that money comes easily to me is very helpful for our bank accounts. It can even be used to attract the person of our dreams. Thoughts like, all the good ones are already taken, or who would be attracted to me, can be changed to, as I seek the love of my life, he or she is seeking me. Many people use it to alleviate physical pain, but always be sure to seek medical advice first so any serious illness can be diagnosed and treated. Never use it in place of medical treatment, but always in conjunction with. I once had lunch with a man who had pain in both his hands. He asked if we could tap on it right there at the table in the restaurant, so we did. In just a few minutes, his pain had gone down from a 5 to a 1. It can relieve medical issues. Again, always seek medical advice first. Especially if there's an emotional component to an illness, that condition can be eased with tapping. I make no claim as to what tapping can do for you. I only relate to you some of the experiences I've had with myself and others. When I learned tapping and became certified, the recommendation was made to try it on everything. That's what I do, and it's made life better for me and my clients.